Welcome to another episode of Auto Spec Renew. Today we're visiting one of the most iconic EV performance specialists, Unplugged Performance. Let's check them out. Hi Brendan, thank you for having us today. So Unplugged Performance has been around for about a decade. So I'd like to review the past of the company and maybe the future, and also all the cars you've been building and the competition aspect of it. So tell me everything we need to know.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome to Unplugged Performance. We've been here 11 years. We just celebrated 10 years last year in 2023. We launched here as a company called Bulletproof Performance before Tesla's, before Unplugged Performance, which launched in the year 2000, and that was focused on heavily JDM modified cars, and one of the key cars was like GTRs, and we'd always have GTRs lined up right here in the middle of the Unplugged Performance parking lot, which is our neighbors are SpaceX, our neighbors are Tesla design studio right down the street, and we would be testing these cars up and down the street, you know, ripping them. And we got the
testing.
We got the attention of the Tesla designers and engineers, and they came over and they said, "Hey, what do you guys do here?" Yeah. And that conversation spawned Unplugged Performance as we know it today. And our founders, Ben and Avi, saw the opportunity to attach themselves to such a pioneering company in the EV space and wanted to be part of that ride and take the DNA that they know and have from modifying cars with Bulletproof Automotive and bring that to the Tesla community.
Well, it's funny how the location completely changed the future of the company. That's quite impressive.
Absolutely.
So let's review what you offer to the market, what you started with, I imagine Model 3, or maybe even Model S. Yeah. And the new one you're bringing, and also Cybertruck and going off-road and with a brand new range of products. So let's start with the beginning, the first product you brought to the market.
Naturally, it was the first, we followed Tesla's calendar, right? So their first car was the Tesla Model S. So our first car that we modified was the Tesla Model S. We had a first gen in 2023. We built that. We had a full custom car. We expanded upon that with aero parts, suspension parts, braking parts, full interiors, lots of carbon fiber. That grew into the Model X, which came out in 2015, 2016. And then the business really started to grow when the Model 3 came out. And that's where we started building out Model 3s, Model Ys 2 years later. 2020 was our first year at Pikes Peak. That we ran a Model 3 with Randy Popst at the helm. We had an eventful year that year at Pikes Peak.
That's one way to present
it. Yeah. And we followed that up with the launch of the Tesla Model S Plaid in 2021 Pikes Peak. And that was a great year. And we've run that 3 years. Last year was a great year at Pikes Peak for us with Dark Helmet. It's evolved over 3 years. And last year we ran Fast 15, we did a sub 10-minute run, we were top 10, and we went under 10 minutes overall. So a great year for us. We left on a high note. And then of course now we have the introduction of the Cybertruck, which we're very excited for. We dipped our toes into off-roading with the Model Y. We have a dirt and snow coilover package. We have some more packages coming out for the off-roading segment of the Model Y. And it's all just getting ready for the Cybertruck, which launched our Invincible line. This has got some early components to it with the carbon fiber fender flares on the front and rear, as well as our UPO3 beadlock wheel all around as well.
And a suspension upgrade also coming.
We have suspension upgrades coming. We have body panels, bumpers, rock sliders, light bars. Everything's coming. It's all on our website. So parts are trickling in.
So you were mentioning the Tesla Design Studio. Do you have access to certain aspect of the studio to help you design a product before anyone else? Or?
We have a great relationship with Tesla. We value our relationship with Tesla. We look at ourselves as an extension of Tesla. And so we do what we can to build out the DNA that Tesla puts into these cars, right? Where they might be regulated, or they might be limited by regulations and budgets. We look at ourselves as not having those limitations, and so our goal is to lean into the DNA that Tesla puts in these cars and amplify that for the customers, bringing individuality, bringing upgraded performance, safety, off-roading capability, whatever it may be.
So here we are, your latest Model S, and before we go into more details, I wanted to know if you upgrade the drivetrain? Obviously the suspension, you make them lighter, but do you work on the tuning of the drivetrain?
Yeah, great question. So this is the Model S Apex. This is a full car conversion. So we do wide body on this. We do a full interior with the Von Holzhausen fabrics. We do a full brake upgrade, carbon ceramic brakes on the front and rear.
Wow.
We do a lot of carbon fiber. So we have the carbon fiber front. We have carbon fiber brake ducts. We have carbon fiber rear spoiler, trunk, all of it, right? and then the wide body, which is super unique. And that's where we stop.
Okay.
And we stop there purposely, and we don't go into the electronics for two reasons. One, we value what Tesla does. We identify that they do a great job with these electronics, with these powertrains, with the traction control systems, and we don't need to mess with that. Number two, these cars are fast. Like, they don't need to be fast. 1,000 horsepower. If anyone that's experienced the Model S Plaid just knows that there's no need to go faster. It jolts you right back in the seat. And so we try to focus on making these cars faster in the corners, faster around the track, safer with big brakes, a little bit more luxurious on the interior, a little bit more unique compared to all the other Teslas on the road.
All right, fantastic. Let's go inside and see the team, and also you have a wide selection of wheels and aftermarket parts. I know you design and manufacture some of them here, so let's check them out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Brandon, this is where everything started, isn't it?
Yep, this is where it started. So Unplugged Performance started here 11 years ago, and before that it was Bulletproof Automotive, which we can still see evident on this wall. This is all bulletproof. These are all carbon fiber, very rare JDM parts, bumpers, hoods, everything, and so we still have that here. And when you look at pictures back in 2012, 2013, when Unplugged started, this was completely open and vacant. Like, there would be like 4 cars parked in this corner, and it just looked like the biggest place.
No more room.
And now we're jammed and filled in here. And, but this is still where we operate. We do a lot of product development here.
Right.
All of our product design is right here. So everything is designed right here in Hawthorne, California.
Okay.
And
Speaking
developed
of
here.
which, you have a prototype Model 3. Let's check it out and tell us everything, why you started this particular build.
Yeah, so this build right now, we're fitting prototype carbon fiber fenders on the front. And this build is a in-house Model 3 build. And we wanted to showcase what this car how this car can be set up for daily driving, but someone that wants a little bit more performance out of it. So we have a track day that we host called Tesla Corsa in California here. We even do them in Europe and Austria. And what we see there is customers come out, drivers, Tesla owners come out with their cars, and they are cars that they daily drive with their families, but they want a little bit more. They want to go to the track and they want them to perform well there. So we wanted to create a demo car that showcases the opportunity to have a comfortable car that you can put child seats in the back and dial up the suspension so that it's a bit softer. You go to the track and you can swap on your tires and dial up the suspension, and now it's a track car. And so that's what we showcase here. It's very user-friendly, it's easy to do, easy to operate, and it's relatively low budget.
Yes. Can we talk about budgets roughly?
Sure.
So once this is finished, what will it cost to replicate this build?
Yeah, so this build is actually, this build's done. So this is actually just a car that we are prototyping our fenders on, but where we have like our Ascension R, which is a full-blown car conversion, essentially new bumpers, every suspension component we have, big carbon brakes, interior with our Unplugged Performance seats, maybe a roll bar. Those are track focus cars or just full-blown builds where they might be $120,000 to $140,000. This one's much more budget friendly. It's got our just UPO3s on it. It's got our big iron brake kit, which is just a few $1,000s instead of $10,000 for the ceramic kit. It's got the only aero on it is our front lip, which is under $1,000. It's got our rear wing here, and so it's not overdone. It's not a show pony. It's not a look at me car. It's a car that you can drive every day, be comfortable in, and take to the track.
Okay. What would be the first step to somebody that wants to race their Model 3? What would be the first steps? Do you start with the shocks? Do you start with anti-roll bar? What would be your recommendation, and then the several steps afterwards?
Yeah, it definitely depends on what your budget is. I always recommend the first thing you do is tires, and at that point just wheels and tires, right? Get a nice lightweight UPO3 on there, maybe something a little bit wider, and get a really great tire. The tire is what connects you to the track. With that, from there, it's all about safety, right? You're gonna realize that this 4,000-pound car is gonna cook the brakes really quickly, so we really recommend plugging in our Unplugged Performance big brake kit, whether it's the ceramic big brake kit or the iron big brake kit, and getting those stainless lines at all four corners. That's really crucial. And then you start fine-tuning what you really want. We have many suspension options for the Model 3, everything to make your car more comfortable, to make it going faster around the track, to full race suspensions. And so with that, figure out what you want. If you're someone that has a family, you can get something that is a little bit more user-friendly with our Sport Pro coilover. Or if you're someone who just wants to track, all you care about that, you can get our race coilovers, two-way, three-way, or even our Öhlins Unplugged Performance TTX coilovers, which are 20 grand.
Will you bring the same type of options for Model Y?
Most of the options are transferable to the Model Y, so a lot of the the platforms are basically the same, so a lot of the parts are transferable over. Some of them, like some of our coilovers, require a little bit different preload settings and height adjustability out of the box, but other than that, they're for the most part the same components.
So Brandon, what about the other platforms, including Model S and Model S?
Yeah, we offer components for every Tesla, like I said, so full parts catalogs for the first gen all the way to the current gen Model S, X, 3, and Y. You can even see up here, these black bumpers here all the way back. We have a full stock of Model S first gen refresh bumpers. So these will make your first gen look like the second gen. So updates the looks of it, updates the front end, makes it a little more special looking. And so we have lots of inventory here, and those are just less than $2,000.
All right.
Yeah.
So Brandon, where are we? And I know there are some aspects of this building we cannot really show because you have a few secrets, but what about those Model 3s?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our technical center, what we internally call TC. This is where we do all the installations for our customers, whether it's suspension, brakes, interiors, exteriors, full builds, and even our upfit program, which is upfitting Teslas for fleet use, police cars, emergency recovery. And so we do all that right here in our technical center. We even build race cars here. I have something to show you. Dark helmet.
All right.
Yeah, so we have dark helmet here. This is our Pikes Peak race car, as well as our Model S Plaid race car. It's a true Model S Apex in the sense that it's got every part that we offer. It's got the carbon fiber wide body that's still in the same car as Dark Knight, the S Apex we showed you earlier. This is just the race car going version of it. This has got records basically at every racetrack that it's ran at, everything from Button Willow here in Southern California to Big Willow to Streets of Willow to Laguna Seca, Pikes Peak. It holds records, and so it's absolutely a fast car. It's a thrill. You hear it going down the front straight of any racetrack, and it just sounds like a cargo jet just in the air with so much downforce. It's just so much wind that it's pushing. It's really incredible.
So this is of course a one-off for the racetrack or climbing up the hill. Do you offer any of those parts for customers?
Yeah, basically everything on this car except for the extended custom aero for the front splitter, the rear wing. Everything else is offered. So this is a UPO3 wheel, we offer that. The carbon ceramic brakes, we offer those. The front upper control arms, the front lower arms, the sway bar, the rear control arms for camber, tow, trailing arms, all of that is right off our shelf.
All right.
So this is really a testament to the components that we offer our customers.
All right. So what's the future for this car?
Oh, we hope for big things. We don't know right now what's next for it, but we're hoping for some more records, for some more times, for some more awesomeness with Dark Helmet. By no means do we expect any ending to Dark Helmet anytime soon.
So what's the next project? Are we talking Tesla Roadster, or do you have other project in the pipeline?
Yeah, well, Cybertruck just came out, so that's just getting launched, right? And so we know that that's a main focus for us. We have the new Model 3 Highland that just got released, and the performance model is coming soon, we know. And so that will be a big unveiling, a big release when we have those parts ready. And following that, it seems like it's going to be the Roadster. We've all been waiting a long time. We hope sooner than later. So we have one more thing to show you, and naturally, you know, not one building, not two buildings, not three, but four buildings.
All right.
Represent Unplugged Performance, and this is our auto spa. So here at Unplugged Performance, we have an auto spa where we do everything from vehicle wraps to window tint, PPFing, very in-depth detailing and ceramic coating, things like that. Right. And so we've just finished this Cybertruck for Tesla Owners Club of Silicon Valley. It's got a full Digicamo wrap, and it's got the Unplugged Performance 22-inch CyberHex wheels in the low offset fenders, for the low offset fenders.
All right. So guys, you know everything there is to know about Unplugged Performance. If you like this type of format, let us know. Tell us which company you want us to visit again, and drop us a like, subscribe, and guys, I'll see you in the next one.